I think that thing's dead. Do you guys see this?
Alright, here we go. Vlog number 1. For all my loyal fans who follow me on Periscope. Appreciate you. If you haven't seen the Periscopes, you can still go look at them. Give me some hearts. There's those star things, like super likes or something. I'm not exactly sure that I don't have any of those though. So if I could get one of those, that would be fantastic as well. If I keep up with this vlog thing though, definitely not going to be periscoping anymore. But the periscope is just so convenient, that's the thing. So, it's like, you know, if I'm just feeling the vlog, I can just go on Periscope and do it. But the thing with Periscope is, you know, I can't like download those videos. Outreach is pretty minimal. And I don't know, it's kind of like a lazy man's YouTube or whatever other video platform people like to use. But anyways, what better way to start vlog number 1 than in Ottawa, Canada, downtown, with the man's kind of jab. I'm about to go practice, throw some spears, chilling. Maybe I'll throw some spears. We got a lot of spears, so maybe I'll fuck around for fun. I did just finish a deck, but you know, you can't say the javelin's not fun. Man, I guess I should recap day 2 of the deck. I guess I should just recap the whole deck since I only did day 1 on Periscope. So day 1, yeah, it's on Periscope, but basically, man, day 1 wasn't the worst thing in the world. The biggest letdowns were, again, shot put, as kind of usual. You would think I'd be over throwing shitty shots by now, because I kind of have all season. But, yeah, that kind of sucked. And I feel like I was feeling too good to have run the 100 and the long jump that I had. 11:24 and 6:65. I was feeling way too good to have those marks. I mean, they were really close. But then, yeah, shot put. Just couldn't really figure it out. Same issues we've been having. Competitions just haven't gone super well. Last throw was a scratch. I think it was better though. I think I changed a little something. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to just stick with whatever I was doing. Really just gotta make it simple at this point. And yeah, maybe we got one more season. So, but not gonna talk about shot anymore. So you can talk about shot. High jump 185, average. Honestly, really not too disappointed with high jump. Probably the event. Besides, I wasn't disappointed with the 100 at all, really either. Though I think I could have ran better. But all things considered, I can't be that angry about that 100. And yeah, I don't know. I really can't be that upset about the high jump just because practices were going so bad. And I almost no-heighted, so. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Almost no-heighted. Yeah, I had 179. They put me on the big boy pit, though, which, you know, it always depends on the comp. There are a lot of multis who aren't good at high jump, though. And, like, I would never call myself good at high jump. But, you know, I'm not like shit, you know? Like, I'm not jumping 170 still, so I don't know. I'm not really jumping girl heights. Well, I kind of am. 185 is kind of a girl height. I don't know. What's that one? Vashti Cunningham? She jumped like 195 a little bit ago, but she's also like taller than me, so do I care that much? Not really. I don't know. I didn't high jump in high school. I knew high jump was gonna be a hard event when I came into college. I actually told my coach, I was like, I think the hardest event for me is going to be high jump. Like I just know, because I knew I didn't have a ton of vertical pop. If anybody ever asked me that, I would never boast about how high I can jump. I don't think I ever have in my life. I can't dunk. I can dunk a tennis ball. So, you know, for where I'm at, it's okay. But I need to be jumping 190s a lot more consistently, and get to the mid 190s if we're gonna really blow up the score. But yeah, biggest disappointment from day one, honestly, was the 400. I ran like more than it was 1 point. Let's see, so my PR was 49.89, so I ran 1.65 seconds slower than my PR. You know, I wasn't worried that much about the 400 coming in, but it was an issue in the back of my head. I was like, you know, I've always been a big believer, like, the way you get better at 400s is you really have to run them, because when you haven't ran a 400 in a while, like, they suck, man. Like, it's just, you don't, you don't have, like, that pacing you need to go out at, and then, like, the closing. And honestly, dude, I didn't feel like there was a time in the race when I was, like, falling asleep, because I was in lane 3. There were always people around me. I felt like I was always racing. I might have tightened up more than usual, though, because you get into, like, that panic state when you're trying to race, when a lot of times you just have to kind of turn your brain off and, like, and just go. But, yeah, just not a good time. And that was the biggest letdown from day one. I don't know. Still, like, after that, like, you know, I still knew I had a good shot to PR. But needed a good hurdle time, needed a good vault. Those are going to be, like, 2 really big factors. And, yeah, man, day 2, just didn't have it. Honestly, was feeling extra shitty for some reason. I just don't know if my body's really, I don't know, was really in the greatest of condition to send that deck after my vacation. And I feel like I tapered pretty well, honestly. I was feeling really good this last week. But the last 4 weeks of training were kind of nuts. And, you know, it's always difficult when you're having to do all that kind of stuff by yourself. I had some sessions with my coach. We long jump, high jump. Not going to say any of those sessions went super well. I think my best jump session the entire time was like my first week back. We did short approach, and that was probably my best session the entire time. Hurdles, I got in 2 or 3 hurdle sessions, and weren't the worst thing in the world, but technique was definitely rough. It's always the first thing to go is my trail leg. My trail leg becomes really unresponsive because, you know, I haven't been doing drills for a certain amount of time. Like, that skill acquisition, I don't pick it up as quick, because the way I learned all these events through, you know, the Decathlon method. I didn't focus on any of these events, like, for, you know, a period of years, with, like, my only mindset being, I'm gonna get good at the hurdles. And I mean, I definitely believe it's true what they say, man. When you get older, especially, like, you know, I'm in college and shit, so you're, like, always kind of learning a lot of stuff. Skill acquisition gets harder, man. It's not like when you're a little kid in your brain and, like, your nervous system is just so malleable. Like, when you're a little kid, man, if you're in the right environment, you can be anything. I truly believe that environment, you can be anything you want to be. You might have some genetic tendencies, but man, you're like freaking, you're like just a sponge, man. Just absorb everything, can be transformed into anything. But yeah, day 2, hurdles were so rough, man. I didn't even know this, but I had the fastest seed in my heat, and I got last. So that was really sad. Almost was a second off of my PR in that race too. I ran 15:49 at Big East. then ran 1640. God, at this meet. Oh man, when was the last time I ran that slow?
Sophomore year.
What did I run last year? I'm trying to think if I heard of it. People say this all the time. You'll ask any Decathlon, you always hear it's not about the events themselves, it's about the waiting in between events. Because that turns a day where, you know, you could go through every event. They do hour decathlons. There's this next summer, I think this guy Tom Fitzsimons. He's gonna be hosting an hour deck. That'd be really cool to do. I'm not saying it wouldn't be hard, but it's like you're only working for an hour's time. So in terms of training, one, to be really fucking good training, and two, I can't imagine you leave that hour decathlon and really feel that shitty. So yeah, 1640, then disc, man. I don't even want to say anything because I've been throwing pretty well in practice, so I don't have an excuse, man. I just can't seem to put it together in the meet, in the ring. I don't know. I think I'm someone who does really well because like I've always trained pretty high volume, and like I do really good with like a lot of reps, kind of. I'm not gonna say that's true all the time, because there are some times where I'm just like, dude, I took 5 reps and they just started getting worse, which I think happened in the jab a little bit, but we'll get to that. But yeah, man, the disc, I couldn't get a rhythm, couldn't get a good feeling in the ring. I think it all comes down to kind of like rushing it. I think when I get into a meet, I just try to move everything so fast, and
You might have to go park this one.
It just needs to slow down. Yeah, I'll park it, bro. You get out. Alright, we're back. So, trying to find parking. And I sent Jav away because, you know, he needs to practice. Well, he sent himself away. And, yeah, this slot's completely full, so I don't know, man. Jav needs to know that if he leaves me in charge of finding parking, though, I'm gonna find it. But, you know, it may not be everyone's first choice. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm all about the finesse. I don't settle with bad spots. No such thing as a bad spot. If you got a bad spot, you chose the bad spot. It wasn't life handing you the bad spot. It was you chose. Because there's always better spots out there, let me tell you. You just ain't looking hard enough. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this recap. I'm never coming to a meet without pulls again. Just stressed me out too much. Just not something I want to think about when I'm competing. I'm not saying it can't be done, because like I did it. I jumped 425, which is an average height, but I should be jumping a lot better than that right now. But I did it using one pull the whole time. Again, almost no-heighted. But we didn't. So, you know, we had two events we almost no-heighted, but pull out those third attempts, baby. It's got to be count for something. Let's call that the highlight. Let's call that the highlight of the meet. Is that there were great opportunities for me to no-height 2 events, and I didn't. Because, like, yeah, man. So, through 47.66. Not the worst throw in the world. Not a PR, though. Feel like in warm-ups, I definitely had the possibility to be doing 50. And then my first and third throws were just bad. I was collapsing really hard, basically coming down on the jab. Jab was flying like straight up, like basically like 43 meter tosses, just bad. Elbow didn't hurt though. And honestly, the only reason I threw that 47 was because I was getting like crunched at the line. So I put down my block really hard, and it actually like catapulted me forward. My chest still dropped, so the jab was throwing it like a line drive, but it was a 47 meter line drive, so I mean pretty decent chuck. And the 15, I had no idea what kind of 15 shape I was in. Like after running that 400, I was thinking like, dude, like can I run a 15 right now? So surprisingly, 15 went pretty, you know, like it went decent. My second best 15 ever, 4:48, and probably could have ran it better. Honestly, you know, our group went out really hard, but the whole race, I felt real good. Nothing hurt. My body was like pretty relaxed. I think I was just like kind of in the mindset, and I wasn't really stressed about it. I was just like, yeah, it was like a really conscious race on my part. I wanted to try hanging in the middle. The field really strung out. Like, we were basically just running in like a line, which is kind of how it always happens, but I wouldn't really say packs. So I kind of got strung out towards the back. And so then, like, when the 300 came and I started to, you know, try to kick a little bit, I maybe was just a little too far back. Also, maybe could have, like, ravaged the kick a little harder. Because, I mean, it was really close to a PR, which, I don't know, just maybe that's just like a sign, like, you know, things are going bad. So I wasn't mentally in, like, you know, the greatest place. So it was like, man, how, like, you know, that killer instinct wasn't necessarily there, or it was, you know, it was a little rattled. So, I mean, I think that was a good learning experience. Like, I was that close to a PR running in a meet, like, I wasn't going for a PR score, was I wanted to say chilling. Like, I was trying to stick this pace, you know, but like, I was running smooth, man. I was running real smooth. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was good to finish with, you know, that decent mark. You know, I didn't get like blown out of the water or anything. So yeah, some guy from Auto ran 4:20, so that might have been it too. It's just that pace, like stringing along, was just real. It was just a real nice pace, but it felt good. It didn't. I mean, it sucked, but it felt better than most, you know. So that's always good. I threw up after though. I don't know what. I like drank this Pedialyte and my stomach kind of started to hurt. I don't know if it was like nutritionally. I was like, I don't know. I ate like some yogurt and shit too, and then my stomach started to hurt. So then, like, you know, everyone's like taking pics after comp. I'm just like chilling. I'm kind of watching. And I just got sick. I was like, bro, why does my stomach hurt? Went into the grass and just puked, man. It was rough. But yeah. And then after that, bro, my body was so like nutritionally deficient. I was so out of it, man. I felt terrible. And then we went to the supermarket, ate like a whole box of mini donuts, like half this box of like popsicles, and then that night like ate like this bag of like some kind of sour candy. I don't even know. I felt really shitty the next day. This last day though, yesterday, dude. Yesterday I was so tired. I'm still pretty tired after I started going to bed earlier right now. But yeah, that's the recap, man. 65-40 something was the score. Fourth best score ever. Kind of sad to say, because Big East did not go well, and I didn't even beat that score. But Big East, like, I had a pretty decent day 2. It was just day 1 that really cost me. This meet scored better day 1. Day 2 didn't quite have the juice. So yeah, that's that. Man, it's my first vlog. Dang, this thing already getting old. I'm gonna have to edit this though. Wow, this is gonna be a pain to edit because I've been like cutting in and out of conversation. Maybe I'll just post it as it is. I don't know. I just think it's really good that I'm starting this. I got a lot of ideas to share. A lot of stuff I feel like I share with the world. My decathlon story is, you know, I'm not saying I'm the only one in my situation, but I feel like it is much different than a lot of people who you know, choose to compete in the decathlon like I have and put the time into it. I just, you know, I think I got a lot more though. I got a lot more coming. I think like in terms of where I'm at athletically and physically, I think there's no doubt that I should, with some drastic technique changes, fixes, some more hard work, there's no reason I shouldn't be, like between 71 and 7,500 point deck right now. There's no reason whatsoever, man. So, yeah, got one more year, man. Let's make this count. Vlog number 1 complete. Peace out.